Leadership Talks with L. Wayne Smalls is an inspiring and uplifting show that focuses on the principles of leadership that allows leaders to achieve new heights of growth and success. Wayne Smalls is the CEO of L. Wayne Smalls and Associates, LLC, a leadership training and coaching company that uses bridge-building leadership principles that help leaders to create long-lasting legacies as they pave the way for the future leaders that follow them.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Leadership Talks with L. Wayne Smalls. I'm so happy to be here with you today. I hope everyone out there that's listening to me today, I hope you're having a great and wonderful day. And just in case you are not having the best of days, it is not too late for you to turn it all around. All you have to do is change your attitude, change the way you look at things, change your outlook on life, and you will see that you too can turn your day around and enjoy the rest of your day. Now, today, as always, we love to share our leadership topics with you. We like talking about leadership principles, but I would like to remind you that I am L. Wayne Smalls. I am the CEO of L. Wayne Smalls and Associates, leadership consulting, which is what we do on a daily basis, what we do every day of our lives. We are leaders 24/7 hours a day. We don't take breaks from being leaders. We just take breaks from life. Sometimes we have to recoup. Sometimes we have to rejuvenate, recharge our batteries. And we talked about that a little bit before, but today I want to talk about something special. I'm so excited to talk about it. I'm getting a little bit tongue-tied, and that's okay, but we're going to get started. We're talking about talent. Is talent enough? And I want to read you this quote from someone special. This person said, "Those who are blessed with the most talent don't necessarily outperform everyone else. It's the people with follow-through who excel." And that quote came from Miss Mary Kay Ash. Some of you know her simply by Mary Kay. Yes, it is the same Mary Kay that owns the beauty and cosmetics company that is worth billions of dollars now. This young lady at the time, she started off working in other industries, other companies and businesses where she was actually excelling. She trained so many people and she was teaching so many people different things about leadership, about how to become better business people, how to do their jobs well. And she noticed that people that she actually trained were getting promoted in front of her. And they were usually men that were getting promoted in front of her. So what that caused her to do was to leave that company, leave the business industry, so to speak, and start her own business, Mary Kay Cosmetics. Yes, indeed. And I know so many of you out there are familiar with Mary Kay products. You buy them, maybe you sell them, work for the company, and it is a great, great company. But one of the things that Miss Ash recognized earlier on in life was that just talent alone was not enough for her to be successful or for her to enjoy the ability to help other people like she wanted to do. She had to start her own company in order to reach that level of success. And that's what I want to talk about today, because that is very important. How many people have you met in your lifetime that you saw they were full of talent, but they wouldn't do anything with that talent? Whether they doubted themselves, whether they didn't even know that they had the talent, but maybe you recognize that talent in them. Maybe they are afraid that they'll be rejected for their talent. Therefore, they don't want to try anything. They don't want to explore that. But isn't that a shame? And then there are those people that feel like they can just live off their talent and they'll be fine. Well, I'm here today to tell you that that is not true. That is definitely not true if you are a person that is really concerned about reaching your fullest potential. And we're going to talk about potential a little bit more in a few minutes, but I want to talk about some of the principles that will help us to better use our talent in order to be truly successful and achieve our purpose. The first thing I want to talk about is believing in your own talent. How can you be successful in your talent if you don't even believe yourself that you are the talented person? God has gifted you to do something, but you're afraid to do it because you yourself don't even believe in it. We have to turn that around. We have to change our mindset. If you won't believe in yourself, who is going to believe in you? And again, Talent is something that we have, but if we're not doing those things that are going to make that talent manifest itself and produce, then it's just wasted talent. And so the first thing that we all need to do is practice believing in ourselves. And you'll find that sometimes when you're dreaming big enough, you might be the only person that believes in that dream. So we have to make sure, each and every one of us, we have to make sure that we're believing and trusting in our talent and in our ability to do what God has given for us to do. All right? Very important. The next thing I want to talk about is passion. We have to be passionate about our talent. That passion is going to be the fuel that energizes the dream or the vision or the goal. And check this out. A smart man by the name of Simon Sinek says, when we work hard for something that we don't care about, that's called stress. But when we work hard for something that we do care about, that's called passion. That's what it's all about. That's where the rubber meets the road. That's where we start to accomplish things. That's where we start seeing those successes in life, whether it's personal, whether it's professional. In every aspect of life, when you are passionate about something, you're going to work hard for that. You're going to do everything necessary to make sure that thing comes true. Not only that, opportunity rarely comes and knocks on your door looking for you. So you have to take the initiative. You have to be the person that's willing to take the first step, even when you're afraid. Even when you don't see how you're going to be able to do all of this by yourself. Guess what? You're not going to be able to do it by yourself. But when someone else that's watching you, because there'll be people watching you, when they see you take that first step, they see you trying to help yourself, they will step forward and offer some assistance. I'm a witness to that. When people see you putting in the effort, taking those steps, they may see you struggling a little bit, that will make them want to help you. It's those that don't ever take the first step. The ones that always say, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, and never do anything. Those are the ones that keep dreaming. Their whole life, they just go through life dreaming. For leaders like yourselves, like me, we don't have time for that. We need to be the initiators. We need to make things happen. That's what leaders do. We make things happen, right? Let's keep it moving. Focus directs your talent. Have you ever met people that they're all over the place? They all into everything, but really not going anywhere because they don't have any focus. And granted, many of us, we are gifted with more than one talent, and that's great. God has blessed us to do more than one thing. That is awesome. But we have to be focused. There has to be some focus and some direction in our path so that we can continue to move forward. When you're all over the place, scattered all around, you're not giving your best effort to anything. You're too spread thin. You're all over the place. So how we combat that is by having some focus. Sometimes we need to recognize that, yes, we do have extra talents. Yes, we do have different skills, and that's great. And every now and then we might need to kind of shut some of those things down so that we can focus on one task at a time. You definitely have to prioritize now. You definitely have to make sure you're listing things in order of priority. And when you do that, that will also help you to focus a little bit more on what's more important. What do I need to do right now? Focus also keeps people that are following you, it keeps them on the right page. It keeps them focused on the same goal. Everyone has to be on the same page. If you're a leader that's all scattered all over the place, you're confusing people. You make people uncomfortable to the point that they don't really know what has to be done. And that's not good when you're a leader and you're the one that's causing the confusion. We're supposed to be creating environments of production, of success, growth, making sure people have the things that they need so that they can be successful, whether it's training, resources, guidance, counseling, mentorship. That's what the leader is there for. But we cannot do that properly when we're not focused. So we definitely have to make sure that we are focused on the task at hand and making sure that we're putting all of our maximum effort into that task until it is successfully complete. Moving right along. Preparation. Preparation. That positions your talent. When you don't prepare for something, you're setting yourself up for failure. Now, I know all of you leaders out there, you say to yourselves, I do prepare myself, I do get myself organized, I do these things, and I make sure that I'm ready to go, and that's great. But are you really? Are you sure? Are you sure that's what you're doing? Are you properly aligning yourself up to be successful with the task that you said you wanted to complete? And are you properly preparing the people that follow you to also be successful in that? Is everyone on the same page? Does everyone know exactly what it is they're supposed to do? We're only as strong as the weakest link in that chain, right? So when there's one person who might be lost, when there's one person who might be confused about something, are we taking the time to reel that person in and ensure that they are properly trained, ensure that we clear up any confusion? Have we articulated what we want to get accomplished? There should be no guesswork in this. The leaders provide the purpose, motivation, and direction for everything that the organization, team, group does. It's on the leader. It's the responsibility of the leader. So preparation encompasses all of that. Training, learning, growing. And let me stop right there for just a second. Us as leaders, we're supposed to be lifelong learners. It does not stop. We never arrive. This is something that a lot of leaders miss. We will never arrive. We grow, we reach success, we continue to grow, we reach more success. But the minute we decide that we've arrived and we discontinue the growth process, we become ineffective as leaders. Plain and simple. I can't say it any plainer than that. When we stop growing, we lose the ability to lead others. We lose the ability to pour into others because we have nothing left. So preparation encompasses all of that too. We have to make sure that we stay in a learning state. Our mindset is all about learning, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But being prepared, and also preparation involves being able to forecast certain things that could possibly happen in the future. We have to forecast certain pitfalls. We have to be flexible. We have to be able to adjust. Sometimes that adjustment has to take place right in the middle of the process. We don't wait till the process is over and then try to go back. That's how we lose time. The moment we identify a problem or an obstacle or a pitfall, we make adjustments right there on the spot. That's what leaders do. We make adjustments. Our dreams should be large. Our dreams should be so large that we cannot do it alone. And preparation helps us to understand that when we need help, we know who we need to go to. If we need resources that we don't readily have available to us, we know where we need to go to get those resources. Building relationships, we'll talk about that too. But all of that is preparation. We don't go to war as a country without having a military that's properly prepared to go to war. If we did, we would get mopped up pretty quickly by the enemy. Preparation is ongoing. We have to make sure that we understand it. This is a mindset too. When we feel like, oh yeah, we're ready, we got it all figured out, we got it sold up, that's when things fall apart. There's that saying, we hear it all the time. If we stay ready, we don't have to get ready. But the only way you stay ready is by continuing that preparation process. Staying in the preparation process will help us to maintain a certain level of excellence, and it helps us to stay ready mentally as well as physically. All right, moving right along. Teachability expands our talent. And I touched on this just a few minutes ago, being open-minded. And let me say this to some of my leaders out there. You can learn a lesson from anybody. Everyone in your organization, everyone in your group, your team, whatever it is, whatever your company is, your industry, it doesn't matter. You can learn something from anyone. But when you reach a place in your life that you feel like someone is beneath you, you're cheating yourself out of an opportunity to learn, and you're also making that individual feel like they're not valued. When you start having people in your organization that feel like they're not valued, they're not going to give you their best. We have to pull the best out of the people around us. We want to get the best results from the people around us. We want to make them as best as we can. We want to make sure that they are successful as possible. It's a give and take. It's a relationship. We always talk about those relationships, right? Building bonds that don't necessarily have to be friends, but I'm talking about building relationships in the workplace where we can produce results, the results that make us succeed, the results that take us to the next level. When leaders lose sight of the value of people, you start experiencing those diminishing returns because you're not putting in the proper investment and time in the individual. The individuals that work with you, those are your best and your most valued assets. The organization, the building, that's secondary. People are your best asset. When you're a leader and you're in a leadership position, your people are your most valued asset. And for those of you that follow me on social media, I asked this question the other day, and I got some really good responses on this, but I asked the question, can leaders be truly successful and effective if they're not people persons? If that makes sense. When you have a leader that just do not like people, can they really be effective? I leave the responses up to you. I have my own opinion about that. But for me personally, it's all about people and building relationships. You have to make the effort. You have to initiate. We're going back to initiative. You have to initiate those relationships. You have to be the first one to make the move. If you're waiting for your followers to come to you, you'll be waiting. Because most likely they're not going to do that. So we, the leaders, have to do that. And being teachable, I can tell you from firsthand experience, as a retired military officer, I took the time out to allow my soldiers to teach me things. That did a lot for me, that did a lot for them individually, and it did a lot for the organization. One, it made me look human. It made me look like a regular person, someone who lives life, put on their pants every day just like everybody else. It also made them feel empowered and feel like a valued member of the team because I came to them and asked them for some information. Some of it I knew, some of it I really didn't know. I was learning too. We were able to dialogue. We were able to spend some time together bonding, creating those relationships that would last throughout our tenure wherever we were in the world at that time. And over time, the entire organization grew because of that. Being teachable. We don't know it all. Leaders don't know everything. And those leaders that think they do know everything, you're not being as successful as you could be. You're cheating yourself. So teachability, being able to allow people to teach you things because you know that you don't know everything. Let's keep it moving. Character. Character is the thing that will protect your talent. You can do a whole lot of great, wonderful things. You can reach all levels of success in your lifetime, and it can all be destroyed by one lapse in character. If you don't believe me, look in the news. Look at our history. Look at several situations that have happened in our government where someone lost credibility by one mistake. It only takes one. But when you have character, when you work on your character on a consistent basis, you're protecting your talent. Your talent will become ineffective if no one wants to hear from you, if no one wants to see you anymore, if no one trusts you anymore because you made a mistake. You could possibly lose the ability to even use that talent any longer. So how do you protect that? Practice on your character. If you know that you have character flaws, it's okay because we're all imperfect. We all have things that we need to work on. But once you identify those weaknesses, work on them, improve them. Strengthen them, develop them, so that you won't be at risk for losing your ability to use your talent. And when you cannot do the thing that you love to do anymore, what do you do then? What do you do then? In relationships, that's my final point. We're going to talk about building relationships. Those relationships can help you to influence. Those relationships will influence your talent so that you can influence others. How important is it to you to build relationships? How many of you have heard the saying, I'm just here to do my job, I'm not here to make friends. I'm just here for a paycheck and I'm going home. Now, if that's your philosophy, more power to you. But I will guarantee you, and I will tell you this right now, those leaders who are more interested in building relationships are going to be more successful than those that don't. When you don't care about building relationships, you are going to achieve a certain amount of success and then you're going to stop. You're going to hit a brick wall and you won't be able to go any further. Why? Because those relationships are just that important. Networking, meeting people, getting out, seeing other things, exposing yourself to other organizations, exposing yourself to other individuals who may become assets to you later on. They may be able to help you get resources later on down the line. I cannot tell you how many times I was able to reach a success because somebody came to my aid or somebody wanted to help me. They saw what I was doing and they just came and felt the need to come help me. Or somebody was in a position to help me maneuver something around because of their position and they were able to help me out. Just having a relationship. And I remember specifically one time, somebody who I did not know, he didn't know me. We just got into a conversation. And I had a conversation with this person. And after that conversation, I realized that person was my future boss. And because of one conversation, it started a relationship that helped me years down the line in a very big situation. And I know some of you have experienced similar situations like that where a relationship was built and it caused you to be successful later on in your career or somewhere else in life. But relationships are important. And it doesn't matter how high you get in your career, how high you go in your organization. At some point, you're going to need somebody to help you. Nobody on this earth did anything great all by themselves besides Jesus Christ. If you know of anybody, let me know. Hit me up. Those that are following me on Facebook or YouTube, hit me up. Send me a comment. Let me know what you think. But I don't know anybody personally that did anything great worth talking about that did it all on their own without any help whatsoever. All right. So those are the points that I wanted to share with you today, talking about effective ways to use our talent in order to be successful at it. You have to believe in yourself, believe in your talent, believe in the gifts that God gave you, and then don't be afraid to take that first step. Don't be afraid to use those talents because your talent is going to be a blessing to many other people besides yourself. Passion. Your passion is going to energize your talent. Your passion is going to cause you to do the things that are necessary for you to be successful. Take the initiative. Your initiative is going to activate your talent. And I was talking about potential. There's potential that we all have to do something special, and that potential will remain potential until we get it into action. We get it moving. We turn that potential energy into kinetic energy. You only can do that when you're moving. So you have to be active. You have to initiate the first step, take that first step. Go out on faith. If you're one of those ones that you know you want to do something, but you've been kind of afraid to get that first step going, do it. Just do it. And tell me, hit me up and let me know what happens once you take that first step. If you're still around and live and kicking after you take that first step, hit me up and let me know. Focus. Stay focused on the task. Slow down. If you have so many different things going around, you got so many different fires burning at one time, let some of them die down a little bit and narrow your focus. Achieve a success at something and then move on to the next thing. Preparation. Preparation is key. It helps us to forecast things. It helps us to stay on task and keep everybody that's following us on task too. Teachability, being teachable, being willing to learn, being a lifelong learner. That will take you a long way in life. No matter what your level is right now, you will continue to achieve success if you are a teachable person. Work on character. If you have any character flaws, any weaknesses, work on them. Don't feel ashamed. We all have weaknesses, but we all need to work on them as soon as we identify those weaknesses. And finally, relationships. You can be as successful as the relationships that you take the time to invest in and build and let them grow. That's what I have for you this weekend. I hope every one of you have a great and wonderful week and be successful. Let those talents bloom. Don't be afraid. Take that first step. And if you're following us on social media, please like and share this video, whether you're on Facebook, even on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share it. We want to get the message out. And check us out on the website, www.lwaynesmalls.com, www.lwaynesmalls.com. Or you can hit us up, send us an email at waynespeaks@lwaynesmalls.com. Take care. See y'all next time.
New heights of growth and success. Wayne Smalls is the CEO of L. Wayne Smalls and Associates, LLC, a leadership training and coaching company that uses bridge building leadership principles that help leaders to create long-lasting legacies as they pave the way for the future leaders that follow them.